Hello and welcome to my Minecraft Let's Play. My name is Crowdothlin. Today I'm going to work on a project to address storage and transportation of supplies. The best way to deal with these issues is to build a shulker farm. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll be using a design by the archivist for the mechanical portion, and I'll leave a link in the comments. The plan is to encase the mechanical portion in a custom shell and add a few accessibility elements of my own. As for the materials, this is going to be built primarily from tough walls and slabs. This should limit spawning issues and keep the shulker contained inside the farm. So it looks like the first thing I'm going to need to do is get a lot more tough. Okay, we're also going to be using some glass to build the safety net underneath it. And I'm going to be needing a good bit of scaffolding. So it looks like I am off to the mines. One of these days I am really going to have to give myself a new elevator. But here we are. This is my skeleton farm. And I know there's a lot of tuff in the walls here. So I'm going to go ahead and mine this out first. Let me just dig up some of this and see how deep it goes. So it looks like it went pretty deep. This was all solid rock until about an hour ago. I dug every bit of this out and 99% of it was all tough block. So I've got a good supply now. I have never seen a vein that big. But let's take a look. I think I have enough to make, yes, one full shulker box, and hopefully that's going to be enough, but I get the feeling it probably won't. So here we are in the end. The first thing I decided to do was build a safety net because I'm building this way up in the sky. And I know I'm going to fall at least a dozen times. I'd rather not go splat. So we're building a just big flat platform out of glass. We're at about 200 meters above the void. So I'm going to start a little music and we're just going to do a bit of a time lapse. Okay, now the preliminary shell is constructed. I need another key element. We need a shulker. And these guys are a pain in the lower quadrant. I've been chasing this one around for a little while now, so we're going to try invisibility and a boat. Oh, yeah, finally, that worked. Okay, now the question is, can I get in it and drive it without getting blasted? Yes. No. Okay. Well, he's firing, but he doesn't seem to be able to hit me, so that's a good thing. Let me just get him away from the tower so I can hook him up to the gas, and we can hoist him up to the facility. Gotcha. And you two. Excellent. Okay. Next part, I am going to box this guy in for safety. I've been chasing him around for a good half hour or more, and I don't want anything else to go wrong. They teleport away, and they just keep pummeling you with those bullets. But we've got him boxed up, so invisibility seems to be the best approach to dealing with him. Now, the next trick is going to be getting Gasper here in position and hooking the boat up to him so we can get him up on top of the sphere. I think if I just remove the roof, I should be able to take the lower portion out. I should probably take invisibility first and just get a lead on the boat. Let me see if I can find a spot where I get close enough. There we go. I probably should put the gas a little bit closer. So let me just tie this off so I can grab it easier. And okay, so now the new problem is getting on the gas while invisible. He can't see me either. Okay, oh, we're getting pummeled here, so I'm going to give you a little accelerated flight here. And the bullets are flying. Unfortunately, this is what happened next. I did not realize how many times he'd been hit. I was focusing on just getting up here, and I'm afraid he didn't make it. But he did his job. We made it to the top. Now I got to figure out how to get him inside. The original plan was I was just going to get him positioned over a hole that I'd made and then cut the lead. Unfortunately, we didn't quite make it that far. So now I got to see if I can jump in the boat. I can't get up on top of the wall. Oh, no, that's not. Why did I do that? I should have gone the other way. All right, let's not follow the fate of Gasper. And how am I going to get up there? Okay, this is plan B. Let this thing wear off. Okay. We're not going to get him from the top, I don't think. He's just going to pummel me. So I might be able to... Yeah, let's try it this way. I am going to... Gotta come down a little bit. We're going to build a little bridge out and see if we can get to the boat from the bottom. And I just need to get to a point where I can stand up all the way. There we go. And this block should... Let me check. Yep, I can see the boat. So now all I have to do is right click on that, and that should put me inside. Yes! And he's still firing at me. Ah, crap, the boat won't go over the wall. We'll have to make a hole here. I'm gonna be doing a lot of repairs. But we're lined up, and ouch. Hey, the boat does cancel levitation. That would have been very useful information about 2 hours ago. But we're down inside. I need to get him toward the bottom because his station point is down here. And there we go. Okay. Oh crap. There goes my pickaxe. And now I'm flying. Let's see. Teleport. That didn't help much. Okay, I'm inside the machine. Let that wear off. See if I can grab my pickaxe. There it is. Okay. And I'm flying again. Okay. Okay, the hard part's over. I got the holes in the roof fixed, and we've got this guy in position. Now I just have to go to the nether and get a replacement for Gasper. So I went to the local Piglin Wiglin here and traded a bit of gold. Hopefully they will give me a dried gasp. And hey, don't point that at me. I'm a paying customer. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So we've been haggling back and forth here for a while now, and I really... Oh, there it is. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, now we have our new gas. It's just a matter of going back to the end and dehydrating it, or rehydrating it. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Okay, so I built this little guy so I'd have an unlimited supply of snowballs. And we just have to wait anytime now. There he is. I just got to come up with a name for you. Gasper 2 just doesn't sound right. So we'll come back to that. But for now, I need to tie you up so you don't wander off. Yeah, I know, you're cute. You're happy to be alive and rehydrated. These things are adorable. But we'll have to get him to grow up a little bit faster because I need to finish this project. So snowball feeding does seem to drop the time considerably. Although the closer you get to 0, the less time you get knocked off for each snowball. Yeah. There you go. Here, have some more. Oh, yep, it's definitely slowing down. Okay. There you go. Take the whole stack. Yeah, just don't get a brain freeze. That would be bad. Okay, we'll just wait out the last 30 seconds. I won't make you guys do it. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. And there he is. The next generation of gas construction equipment. So this will make the final bit a bit easier. But first, I'm going to redo the collection system. I'm taking it out of the sphere, and we're going to replace the hoppers with this little poop chute and just redirect everything down through the bottom of the sphere. And then I'm going to build a catcher's mitt off the side of the in-ship down here, and we're going to redirect everything to a collection system internally. That should make it a lot more accessible, and best of all, I won't have to go up into the shooting gallery to collect the shells. Time for another time lapse. Here we go. And there we have it, the Shulker Dropship. Lore-wise, I'm thinking shulkers work on a hive mind, like insects. They probably have a queen somewhere. And to keep the cities inhabited, they send out these drop ships, kind of a colony ship, with the purpose of repopulating anything that gets taken out. I didn't like the look of the scaffolding going up into the ship, and I thought there would be a better way. I didn't want to have to fly up there every time either. So, basically, same technology as the force field back at the research station. We can use a wind charge to activate a water drop. Basically, a transporter beam that will then take us up to both the end ship where we store all the goodies. Kind of looks cool. And then we go through here, facing the wrong direction, turn around. And so that we can get up here without drowning, I built a conduit inside the ship. So you can breathe just normally all the way up to the dropship. And then we got our storage system here. I've picked up, that's just from the last couple of minutes of me filming this clip. But we just fly up through the tractor beam. And when we get up toward the top, you can see the thrusters. And we go right through this little hatch. It gets a little loud in here. Give me a second here and I will turn that down. There, that's better. We can hear ourselves think. But, so this is a pretty simple design. It is basically just a calibrated skulk sensor right in there. And then I had to wrap it in wool so that it wouldn't detect the shulkers dying every few seconds. So the way it works is if you set a power of 15, and that's from the redstone block behind the calibrated sensor there, the shulker will detect and activate anytime there is a death or an explosion within 16 blocks of it. Unfortunately, there's a lot of death just above us here, so that kind of messes things up, but the wool insulates it from that direction. So now it can only detect anything coming up from underneath it, which the wind charges count as an explosion. And I can fire them all the way down from ground level. So let's go over here and I'll give you the full tour. So just follow the little button path. And that is the switch to turn the whole system on and off. Then you come up here. We have a little AFK point. I'm going to replace this grill with a campfire. That'll block any shulker bullets from coming through. And then when the shulker sees me, it'll attack a little more aggressively and open and close more often, which will up the rates. And then the main body here. You can see a few shulkers popping up in there. Every now and then we lose a shell, but we get, this thing's pulling out about 400 shells per hour. And that's without me actively AFKing up here. That's just having the chunk loaded. So technically speaking, because of the way the shulkers spawn, they're not spawning so much as cloning themselves. So as far as I can tell, it doesn't require a player to be within 128 blocks of them like most spawn farms do. They will keep going as long as the chunk is loaded, which means I could set up an ender pearl in a stasis chamber, and as long as I'm online, this thing's running. So I haven't fully tested that yet, but I have watched it from more than 128 blocks away. Down in the city and out, on the plains. And it keeps running. So I'm pretty sure I don't need to be here for this thing to work. Although it's going to take up the spawn cap and everything on the rest of the server. And because I'm on a server, I'm probably not going to do that unless we really need the shells. And I I've already got like 3 shulker boxes full of shells just from the time I spent building this. But if need be, I'm pretty sure I could set up a system to where if I'm the only one online, I can just let it run and then come back and collect the stuff later. And that is pretty much it for this episode. I love the way the dropship came out. It looks good. The original plan was just a sphere with a kind of light bleeding through the surface, but the light didn't quite bleed as much as I was hoping, and it was kind of hard to see anything. So I've seen dropships in a number of sci-fi genres and games. Titan AE, which I just watched recently. And so I added the thrusters and the little grilled window units in the sides. I think that looks kind of cool. It gives you a little glimpse on the inside. Also allows the light to bleed through. And the redstone brick walls kind of give it a little more color. And it looks good. Also, the collection system, having everything down here, makes it a lot easier to get to. I'm not sure about the purple carpet, but everything seems to be working beautifully. You can see the bits dropping into the collection plate right there. And that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed the build. If you did, please hit the like button. Hit the subscribe to see more. And I will see you in the next episode. See you then. Bye.